cóchas crí ar na daoine atá ar thór an tíorna, bíigh ar thór an tíorna agus ar an airt. Bíigh seasta ag ar áirce áil ar éan an tíorna. In anna nahar san big san spirit nave. Grostar Juris Christ agus grad James Common Spirit nave live go léir. Díomh maid an bhrá agus fáilte muid taí G. Bowers an tíorna an maidin seo chun gcuibhil le céile agus gcuibhir san daoine tán ar gríthe. Is é seo freisin dónach damhanda na misisiún is muid is muoinú ar féragus mná atá gobar thar lear ag scapú tríd an iirtítá sin na déanú an deis scéal. I welcome you to our Mass as we come to the table of the Lord on this Mission Sunday. Our dús tug mis Becky chun cuimhne onas gniúsin an tafr na ceúra. Adhín de na cútach agus tríise bhráthar go feice bhí go tramlas mínus le bríthir le godíomh agus le fallí. Trí a chorthéin, trom a chorthéin, trom a bhór chorthéin. Ar an ábhar sin mar siaró chuir na hanglas ar na néamh. Suir se bhráthar guir a han na tíar na tíar. Gynne tí le cútal trochra oring go bhhaithí sé ar Becky dún agus go tróirí sé chun na bethe siarí sin. A hir na gin trochra, a Chris gin trochra, a hir na gin trochra. Glór íos na háda agus a tarabh sí chuint le do fáirte, morimíú, airimíú, tugamid glórgwich. Gamid buchas leat as out the word glóra. Hir na tíirí na bhlachas í ar le cútaí, a hir na envicí is a Christ, a hir na Jún Jéamach an ahar. Tás a hógus Pecky and down gin trochra orin. Tás a hógan Pecky and down drachlan ar muibeh. Tás a tadí í yes an ahar gin trochra orin. Or is trúháin as nefa, is trúháin as tíorna, is trúháin as roar dís a Christ. Agus cuimhís. A dhéad a cúta hirí ládrí ar greidirh ar nóchas agus ar an rá. Gynnymuid gacha níor an túarin le fan agus go raibh páirt agan I gach bhfuil dealta at sin éar me go thugad trí Christ ard dearna. Céad lecht aniu as Jeremiah 5 agus ag baród na daoine le céile an tíorna is an céad lecht we hear of the Lord gathering his people together. As a chin an daralect as the Hebrew Kushis an art sagart we hear about the high priest put in charge of things pertaining to God and Kedlicht.
I Kedlicht schlocht is Lord Jeremiah 5. Shamar der and Tirna. Abragi mach oran le 10 rimed for Jacob. Bigi gliachos ard for Canford na nation. Bigig Fogarts, Bigig Mulla, Bigig Raw, Saul a hearing at the winter, Gacha will falk at the Israel. Branagi, Tomele either Horta Rashlum on Tiro Hoa, Agus lay either Awalu as Nahotaga is Fidza Owalia Sadown. Either leg on Kodakub at Hadol Agus Bakok, I shot her a gumper clinna, Agus I Dennis clinna. Snow Morakub took a sheet a ration shaw. By she the queen agus it attacked. Cor me rimed orb agus me authorta rash. Tur me can't dog, shul a hash rohan ishke, chosan dirach, arts nach manfor in thishle astop. Marta mishe mar ahar ag Israel, ag she Aifrinn on dinne is shinne ta agam, shinne bli her day. Fragra erin Sam, rinna an sirne eachti moradon, nach orin avi on rimed. Rinna an sirne eachti moradon, nach oran a bhí an riméid. Nuair a thugan tíorna príosúnaí Zion Awala, hílá go bringlád a bhí an, nach an a bhí an gára agus an gáháil faoin. Fragra, rinne an tíorna éachtaí móradún, nach oran a bhí an riméid. Bhí na páganí héin ag rá, nach é an tíorna a rinne na héachtaí móradób. Rinne an tíorna éachtaí móradún go devan, ba oran a bhí an riméid. Fragra, rin an sirna éachtaí móradún, nach orn a bhí an riméid. Túr a rashmi de hirna nós na sruhan sa bhaintas, an drám a bhfuil na dóra lo agus iad a cur, bana siad an over ag gáháil faoin. Fragra, rin an sirna éachtaí móradún, nach orn a bhí an riméid. Nuair a bhíonn siad ag dul amach, bín si de gimach lo, ag silen in jór agus iad a gompar síl le cor. A mealach arás, bín si de tacht agus iad a gáhal faoin ag túirt an ábhar lómh a bhaile. Fragra, rinne an tíorna éachtaí mór a dún nach oran a bhí an riméid. An daraléocht, slachtas litir chuig na havertí. Chuile ardságart a bhín pioci amach as na daoine, chuirt a cuaram seirbhís a dhéine de dhí son na níní. Offlan sé brontanas agus ibertí maiall feici. Tá sin an déal go lách le daoine gan tuiscint agus le daoine atá ag dul fáin ó hála go bhfuil sé héan lag. Agus in gheall seo freisin, cá sé ibertí a offráil a hon héin, comá le iad offráil son na níní. Agus is pribleid é seo nach dógan duine iad a lábha a cholan héin nach bhain sé glíoch ó dhé mar a fór éireann. Níor thóg Christ gradam ardságart héin ach an éiread ach forse é ón té a dúirt leis. Is túm amhaach a neo a dhéon methó díreach mar a deir sé in áit eile tá tú iad a hagart ag bre de réir áward Melchizedek. Sin é bríthir dé. Alleluia, alleluia. Laura hierne tá de hervís a tacht is agus tá bríhir na bathe síri. Alleluia.
Gron Tierna liv, tan slachtas an soiscin le for the rare neve Marcus. Hannig isa go Jericho agus dura fi isa agus a quid jeshkibel agus glú mór daoine ag fáil Jericho hí fear dal Bartimaeus mac Timaeus. A géirí Jericho agus sé ina hí le heis an bóthir. Nuair a thula sé gur bé isa as Nazareth a dí an hosi sé bécha agus a rá. Isa vic dahi gentrócra orm. Dógur glórach up éistecht, hat líse mac agus biar argeríis, líbe argeríis. A vic dahi gentrócra orm, chassis agus dúrtse. Glígian seo agus lísiad an bherdár agus arális, bíag misnal cat, airitá sé clíochart. Chasiad a tlocha, dairi sé agus léim agus hánig sé dísa. A sin dúirt is leis céirtá tú a gíire orm dhéanamh which dúirt an feardá leis se bháistir má áirca bheith reisam. Dúirt is leis Jimmy leat thug do creidirh bishop which an buinte fuair sé áirca reis agus lein sé an merach. Soscéil sé. Sfáilte rís an Domhnach seo agus a buideag fáil réile mína saona san dorachtas agus an nachró leis an clog freisin. Na mé an tóí leis an soscéil seo i gcónaí sa písa líteróada ar te glór le fáilis Johan faoi daoine. That the lovely short passage gospel or incident between Bartimaeus, the man who was blind, and the beggar. The thing you mightn't often notice about it, a detail where the minders of the Lord, or those who were with him, tried to quieten the man. Said he's disturbing the peace. They were fearful that he might disturb the Lord. And then when Jesus notices that someone is calling him, he says, let the man come over. So they said to him, have courage. He didn't need courage. He was determined from the start. He knew what he wanted. And irrespective of what other people were going to say to him, he was going to go for that target or that goal. So Jesus said, what do you want? He said, I want my sight back. and they were told that he was cured. And Jesus says to him, "Your faith has saved you." That determination that's within people is part and parcel of what we link with faith. That helps us to go for what we think is of great worth. And it's a nice lead-in the sense to reflecting on Mission Sunday, the World Sunday on the missions, where we're asked to be mindful of missionaries all over the world who sort of go out, leave their home place, their culture, their language, to another land, and try through various ways and means, preaching, teaching, involvement, whatever their gift is, mindful as well of people who wouldn't necessarily be Christian or believe in God, who do amazing and similar work as well in their own way, engineers, nurses, doctors. The people who went because of the deep urge within them to serve the Lord in this way, it's a day when we sort of stand back in awe and just think of the amazing sort of change in their lives and how it would have affected them deeply, usually in a very enriching way. Came across, would have known about it for a while. Happened in 1997, I think, in Algeria, where there was a community of monks, missionaries, and there was a lot of strife in the country at the time. There was upheaval against the government. The government were advising them to leave and go for safety, because their lives might be in danger. There was a film brought out on a French film, God and Men. And the film concentrated on as a community reflecting on would they stay or would they go. And at the end they decided they would stay. And as a result, all of them were killed by the rebels. But the mentality or the mind of these men that would have done that at the time. I mentioned here a few weeks ago about a film that came out, a documentary on television, Poverty, Chastity and Disobedience. And it was about Irish missionaries who worked in South Africa during the apartheid and the efforts to bring it to an end. And one of the men in it is Father Pádraig Naughton, Joe Steve. And the documentary consisted mainly of these missionaries, now all of them retired, talking about their experience at the time and their efforts to sort of support the people in bringing about a greater atmosphere or sense of justice in their environments. Father Pádraig was sort of saying that he's going to finish his days. He's now retired, but finish his days in South Africa. He has planted his tent there, and seemed an amazing man. With lovely happening, leis Kate Kumenuk, leis na bhForbacha, Saturn Revan Saturn Chakacha. Agus the far Arashas na Mishun Tahar Leo, Visha Brazil, the Quiga Blin number shed. Agus a Jera on Shamanish, his grand nephew came up, and lovely scene where they hugged each other on the altar. As I said, we just stand back in amazement at such people and the way their lives were affected and influenced by their faith. Ar an Domhnach seo, Domhnach na Misiún, St. Paul says, or the Pope says, we celebrate each year on the penultimate Sunday of October, and we recall with gratitude these men and women who, by their testimony of life, helped us to renew our baptismal commitment to be generous and joyful apostles of the gospel. The theme this year is "We cannot but speak about what we have seen and heard." And it talks about, in some ways, cherishing that bond we have with the Lord, and the call to try to be people of the light. So be mindful of those people you might know who did serve in the missions, and I'm sure they don't need prayer, but our good thoughts and wishes are with them. Bain Creag na Nishmashdal. Credim an NGO one on Tahar the Kutut, Rinnan Avagas Talav, Italy so Ekia, Gusto Ekia, Agus the Chirna one is the Christ in one, Jay, and Terugo and Ahar Solo in Ceylon, Geo Ye, Solos Holosphere, Ye. Take Ginos Nag Yarnos at in substance lesson Ahar, Sriger and Quilani, Herra Sana and Kinetana, Sana Slana, Harlin Shio Nav. He called like Kuth and Spirit Navy, run them by the Willigus Lakshia and other Dana. Kester and Grisha freshen their son, Donisha Posh, we punches Peters Adlaco, the Sherry and Trasclaw, the rare scripture. Who Susar Nav, Tana here, Yeshanahar, Chichnahur, we glor, Hunsa Hur, Cherpios, and Marvus, by Jella and Richt. Credits a spirit Nave, Chernagos Brunter Nabaha, Ted Lucian on Nahas on Rock, though Ido is glor, more than Nahas, Leshan Mark, is allowed Trina Fahia. Credits an Edagish Nave, Catholic Espalda. Album Tim Bosch to one Comanches the Becky, Tamisula Hession and Marav, La Bantil Talit Shacht, Amen. Ahar Nav Eshtinish than our Nachaniaka, 3 Christ or Jeer.
Gwyn phobl, Gwyn mítar san or Dali hen, ag awal buchas dob, irmid a yea lanach the banamwaids, go hori dini, in our mask at our teen, Fivru, Bora, no an ein gantan. I hear in a Aislinn.
I hear in a becomes accusation.
Gwyn mítar san a dini oga, goram weidna na dini fásta, mar cahir war knug, ag troro na nog agus an olvud an seal. I hear in a Aislinn. Gwyn mísh son bapa, go dugad dia caur agus mishnach do, con an aglas a troro, the rare brihar day. I hear in a Aislinn.
I hear in a becomes accusation.
Gwyn míd son marav fad, go gurlain tír na fáilte rompo isteach is salas neve. I hear in a Aislinn.
I hear in a becomes accusation. Our son on winter atar Shlina Fiorna, Padger Ross, Quilly Connie of Ewer, Case agus Tom Kane, agus Inin Peggy agus husband Eamon. The Tomo and Winnie Curley and sons Martin, Christopher and Frank. Also asked to pray for the repose of the soul of Billy Lydon, for Emila and my lock, uncle Tim Folden. I was fresh in Farrow before boss John Paul Redwood Graney, Hanukkah Weecher, Spuda Biog, Special Cora, and Aifrinn Barna, Morrock. I hear na Aislinn. I hear na Glachan or Nachaniacha, 3 Christ Star Jeerda. Spenny who here na ye in the Crinum or Govrantwarden on Trancho for all much which and Talav agus Seater than a Hogsheim or Horror. Agus Jane for Jet around the Bahadoom. Spenny who here na ye in the Crinum or Govrantwarden on Finshaw for all much which and Inun. Agus Seater than a Hogsheim or Horror agus Jane for Jet. Jux for the dog and doom. Talking me to the Lord here in the jail of Mos, Agus the Dodie's Creek, my few letter Norvish and Blacklish Lever Show, a problem with which in you. Squivig Ebrahra, Lachaji and Tarla Kultur, Lesh Lever Show, Websha, Agus Websha. Amen. Clacklish and the Bruntons of Fallen with Juri and the Varth, Guduga, her Shervish, Laura Witch, Shine, on with a Hobbit, 3 Christ Star Jerna. Scrun Jerna live. tóga í bhó gríhan orja. Scamas buchas leis an siar na dia. Is cartagus is cordón go jefn is cuios is tarbach buchas a gaulach de híras in acha chihirna ahar nefa a yele cúta hiri trí Christ ar djirna. Ba yon le sin le bar trochran den vi ar shachran go solofi an wajan buda. Kesu a grishchas dúskil sé sin an wash kan dokas da séri sé. O waravagus brun oran an baha hiri imi sin. Mar enis na henglos leis na hardengna leis na trón agus leis na tírnas agus le slúte in na vlahis. Can I mis dúnda dod lór a rá, can stad. Is nefa hú, gyr na gyr na slúr. A navigus tal of land dod lór os anas na harda. Is benni te tá chatna na man tírna os anas na harda. A hir na gyr is nefa hú go fearnach is tú tabid na nefa di galéir. Nefi mar sinim mi jart na brant na shala trúcht the spirit als gynien fydíf corpus full of ikar journeys of Christ. Dolan sé an fáiste jón héna agus ví sé húr tsús gunna gesta. Hóg sé an trán gau sé stad fris an trán agus hógdi eskipul ará. Tlachiki agus ihi ille éisio. Or sé siam a chorpa harfur búr san. An gwy chéna thrés topit hóg sé an chalis gau sé buikas lad a rís agus hógdi eskipul ará tlachiki is óligi leisdi seo. Or sé seo chalis mi chuid falla fulla nú himna hirí dort fríir or san. Agus a sanna cinna déna cun mantans da beci. Jerigi seo I cuivna ormsa. Agus fógrum is rún jívarun tredje faísa búta básar ar san. Tá réir sin hir na dia cuivna dún ar bhás agus ar sé Christ a frálimid cuitir an na batha. Agus calis an tlána has gamid buchas leat plus gur a fiúlat sin a bheithan ar seasa de láthir ag fón of cuit. Irimid go húlart go nid fófid a céile a cúpt an spirit néh sin tá pártigi gorpa agus I bhúil Christ. Tó chun cuivna hir na dia daglas a fod an dawn nertí sa cartanach I cuiditar an ar bapa printias. Agus ben ar nasbuk Brendan. Cuivni freisin ar am ítar héna fórbás agus idig súl a heis logo. Cuivni ar siúd illa tá imír slína fíorna agus fáilte rompuis Jack I salas tut lóra. Gen trocra or illa impumíart onas commution a bheith párteach sa bethe hirí chun tú a bhd agus glóra I cuidite na maidin na muran agus na nef aspel agus na nevel ar in the hulture even out through the walk. Isa Christ. Agus is trí agus leis agus anna hugta gach an nóragus dor witchi an parla cúltach but it's in spirit nef trí héil na sel. Amen. Squeamish chun an ahar fwy mar a slán a hór dúna dhéanam. Har nahar at har nav, gnéfa danam, dagat a riad, gnéantil har an daraf, man gnéantil an ad. Har na rain led hol, to dúna nyo, as matan ar fiag. Marwa, mishna da recuni féin, it's not each niga, as sérshin al hol. Amen. Sérshin a gachal timpu mi jorta hirna tur dún siachan, lenar is gmeimish le chard a ropra. Sér an beci I gcónaí go slán an ila bhúrt agus sin ag súl go le hárach le teachta slán a hóra, Isa Christ. Éhir Isa Christ a dús le daspal fágam si a chána cuibh an díomh mo hiíochan a fécar ar becinach a greidirh daglaise. Tuair siochan dí agus éanta na chéile fao mar is teile tain, tas a warmint a rilí in trí héil a sé. Agus an ar gríthe nniu go mis nú le chéile go bhfuil siochan adrin, siochan liv. A únje agus peci an down, je trok rore. A únje agus peci an down, je trok. A únje agus peci an down, tor dún siach. Seo é únje seo in te hog an peci an down as me an siúda for cuire go sér an ún. A hir na lí fiú me go dhéan. Harbi sér focal. Is the Credum Gwil to Ilahers, the Sacrament Run Efa. Grom who her Gaki and Niagus is mean who at Lacus Jacum Anum. Targus with all the Hugum Lacmus Jacum Creas Jehu as Ainti Mehen go Humlan Lat. Now Ligum Scarulat Quiha. Amen.
Preoccupied with selfish misery, brother wind and sister air, open my eyes to visions pure and fair, that I might see the beauty around me. I am God's creature, of Him I am part. I feel His love awaken in my heart. Brother, son, and sister moon, I now can see you, I can hear your tune, so much in love with all that I survey. I am God's creature, of Him I am part. I feel His love awaken in my heart. Brother, son, and sister moon, I now can see you, I can hear your tune, so much in love with all that I survey.
Our Parosh the Gaillimhe Covron, Le Muncher, Roshin, Bunstead, Blackrock, Saltill, and Ballard, Le Billy Graney, Duralahan, Harris Peggy Fitzsimons, Donadee, County Kildare, Trefur, Le Mary Kelly, Perry Wheeler West, Harris Freshenmer, Durtme, Billy Leiden, Agus John Paul, Redwood, Graney, Yesh Jagro, Amlach, Agus Amlach, Eric. Amen. Just tapisa chins dilogram fi an prinu motion abais in Alban in COP 26 Tusno Aaron Triala and Tenera Triacha to McCaban Domhnach Fichead agus fear tawach the Taishidra. Tá Shamanish and Ardarkish and Jardine and Artrish shocked Aaron Hamishin. And I see a Barnet actually crocus picture it and Séipéil Aaron Hamishin freshen says deco patch to the cap and Tanamatar says happy miss Wino Beijing Michigan Jazz Damek Rodek and Marshinagan. Tá es Ninis and ICA Tashida Ishmore Tá chance Beijing my Dini Yoga in an Rud Marshina Yenif and Shas in the Porboka Michigan Jazz as a reminder. Note there as well about the lifting of restrictions. We're told we can have churches open now to as many as possible. With the rising numbers, we don't think that's advisable. Still, it's important to try and keep our distance and maintain the type of pattern we've had over the last 20 months or so. So I hope you don't mind. We're also told to try and keep the windows open, so bring your coats for the west wind if it comes. Also, a word of warning, you might have had noticed strange creatures around the school last Friday, vampires and such things. If you do encounter them during the coming week, I advise you in advance to sterilise your hands, keep your distance, and be careful. Guimish. I hear na queer blah an gra a rinter orin sarkmacha. Gra tora an gadura shot in our sail. Shinner with a hugot 3 Christar Gierna. Just how peace and chin freshman free and core matadini giri chapter and core the animal quitter on the list. I was taught chocolate cater rish an Aifrinn you lying core. If you'd like to support the missions, World Mission Sunday, there's a box at the end of the church. If you'd like to support the missions through a contribution. Mille weeks. Ground Chiernative. Many Gila Kutu Shivas, Gudisha Shiv, Aharas and Wak, Hagas on Spirit Nave. Plantartan Hearts, Kajesha Slon.
Cerna moed